Salut tout le monde, ici Joey Alfieri des Alouettes de Montréal. Les Alouettes qui remportent le match contre Edmonton 35-21. Un match complètement fou, mais je vous dirais un premier quart complètement fou. Euh, Écoute, les Alouettes qui ont marqué, c'était quoi? C'était 32 points sans réponse, sans riposte des Elks. Mais ça n'a pas nécessairement, ça n'a pas bien commencé. Mais c'était compliqué au début, mais on a trouvé une façon de remporter ce match-là. Et écoute, euh, les bonnes équipes, des fois, c'est pas parfait, mais c'est pas toujours parfait. Mais ça prend de l'effort. Il faut ne jamais abandonner. Et c'est ça qui est arrivé avec les Alouettes cet après-midi à Edmonton. Écoute, il aurait pu abandonner. Je sais que le premier quart, le début de match, c'était 21-3 au tout début du deuxième quart. Mais si tu regardes l'ensemble des jeux, pour moi, ça a changé. Le match a changé. Ouais, je suis en direct de la maison, comme a mentionné Claude. Je suis dans le studio à la maison. On ne voulait pas prendre de chance. Ça fait une semaine que j'ai testé positif pour la COVID. Donc, on ne veut pas être proche des joueurs, proche des coachs. Mais oui, c'est une autre victoire qui fait du bien. C'est 4 victoires de suite. Mais si tu regardes, c'est 21-3. Et on va passer à Edmonton, par exemple. Il y a des joueurs qui vont nous jaser bientôt. Mais si tu regardes ce qui s'est passé, c'est 21-3. L'attaque est sur le terrain. On est dans une situation de troisième essai et 2, si je ne me trompe pas. C'est un gros jeu. Là, il y a une grosse passe complétée de Fajardo à Speaker pour un premier essai. Il y avait une punition sur le jeu aussi. Il y avait contact illégal contre le demi-défensif envers Tyson Philpott. Mais oui, c'est vraiment un genre de situation où tu convertis le troisième et 2. Là, coupe de jeu après, Philpott marque un touché. C'est 31. C'est quoi, 31, 21-10. Et c'est ça. Donc là, tout d'un coup, là, les Hawks reprennent le ballon. Il y a un échappé provoqué de Uguak, touché et tout ça. Donc, écoute, tout à fait spectaculaire. On a tout vu ça, mais on va passer à Edmonton. On va parler à la vedette, M. Marc-Antoine Deloy. Marc-Antoine, comment ça va, mon ami?
Ça va super bien. T'es donc même magnifique. As-tu un nouvel éclairage chez vous?
Ouais, c'est ça. On vient de changer les ampoules chez nous.
Ok, c'est pour ça.
C'est pour ça, oui. On a un peu plus de budget. Quand vous gagnez 4 de suite, on est mieux payé.
C'est super.
Peux-tu me parler je pense que c'est 3 minutes 21 secondes là, pendant la deuxième mi-temps, c'est 21-3 et là, tout a changé. Peux-tu juste me parler un peu du momentum qui a été créé à ce point-là?
Écoute, ça a aidé. On a vu avec le score, on a vu avec comment on a commencé la game. Écoute, c'était pas la plus belle des victoires, mais c'est une victoire, non la moindre. Donc, je pense que ce point tournant là a vraiment été ces jeux. Je pense que c'était deux touchés en moins de 3 minutes. Ça a complètement changé. Puis c'est qu'est-ce qu'on avait besoin. Il fallait juste sortir un peu de ce trou-là. On dirait qu'on était dans une mauvaise place défensivement. Donc, avec le momentum qui est revenu après ça, la deuxième demi, je pense pas qu'ils ont scoré un point. Fait que, c'est pas le départ qu'on voulait. C'est pas une excuse, mais au moins, on a été capable d'aller chercher une victoire, puis c'est important.
OK, rapidement, parce que je sais qu'il faut que tu rentres au vestiaire, Marc-Antoine. Juste l'ajustement défensivement, je sais que c'était tough le premier quart, mais qu'est-ce que vous avez fait? C'était quoi l'ajustement avec Trey Ford en deuxième temps puis deuxième quart?
Mais en fait, pour être tout à fait honnête avec toi, c'est les autres qui sont ajustés. Je pense qu'ils ont senti que le score augmentait, donc ils devaient essayer des passes profondes. Il s'est dit, je peux pas toujours gagner avec ma main. En courant, je te dirais qu'on a changé. On n'a pas tant changé, on a juste dit, on va mieux exécuter. C'est sûr qu'on va mieux exécuter, mais vraiment, de son côté, eux autres, ils ont changé aussi leur gameplay. Ils ont essayé d'aller profond, ils ont essayé d'aller dans ses lectures, puis c'était pas nécessairement ses forces. Donc, ça nous a permis de pouvoir jouer un meilleur football.
Merci, Marc-Antoine. Bon retour.
Ouais, merci. Bon retour à toi. Ah non, c'est chiant.
OK. Bon, Marc-Antoine, écoute, il en a parlé un peu, le momentum qui change, puis il faut souligner, il y a un joueur qu'on ne mentionne quasiment jamais. J'espère qu'on va être capable de lui parler cet après-midi. C'est un joueur qui joue une position où tu reçois pas vraiment, tu reçois pas beaucoup de crédit. Mais ses plaqueurs défensifs, c'est Mustafa Johnson. Euh, Écoute, c'est devenu très rapidement, c'est un gars qui est arrivé pas mi-saison l'an passé, mais tôt dans la saison. Puis il est très rapidement devenu un des meilleurs plaqueurs défensifs de la ligue. Écoute, c'est tout un joueur. Et là, je sais, on va souligner son travail parce qu'il a marqué un touché, mais la pression qu'il amène de l'intérieur est incroyable. C'est vraiment un gars qui a plusieurs sacs cette saison. Il a été capable de rabattre des ballons. C'est vraiment un joueur, un jeune joueur qui est talentueux, un gars qui vraiment peut déranger les corps adverses. Et c'est ça le football en 2023, on met beaucoup d'emphase sur euh, la pression. Et quand on pense de pression, on pense des ailiers défensifs. Mais quand tu es capable d'avoir de la pression de l'intérieur de la ligne à l'attaque, et là, tu forces le corps arrière à déborder soit du côté droit, soit du côté gauche. Écoute, c'est épouvantable. Et pour moi, on n'en parle pas assez, mais Mustafa Johnson mérite d'être un joueur sur l'équipe d'étoiles, pas juste de la division Est, mais de la Ligue canadienne de football. Et j'espère qu'on va être en mesure de lui parler parce que, premièrement, c'est un bon gars. Et deuxièmement, c'est tout un joueur de football. Écoute, il amène vraiment beaucoup à cette unité défensive. Faut souligner aussi Lowell Ougwa, qu'on en parle à tous les semaines, mais encore une fois, sur le toucher de Mustafa Johnson, c'est Ougwa qui est venu déranger le corps arrière Trey Ford. C'est lui qui a enlevé le ballon de ses mains. Et encore une fois, c'est un autre gros jeu de la recrue, le jeune joueur de ligne canadien, Lowell Ougwak. OK, on a encore une fois, on n'a même pas. Oui, oui, absolument, Claude. C'est un très bon point avec Sean Lemon. Il y a beaucoup d'attention, la ligne à l'attaque, la protection de l'équipe adverse. Il faut qu'ils mettent beaucoup d'emphase sur enlever Sean Lemon du plan de match où ils mettent leur focus, leur plan de match sur la main et ça ouvre les choses pour les autres. On n'a même pas, écoute, ça fait 8 minutes qu'on est en direct. On n'a même pas parlé de James Letcher encore. Écoute, wow, quel jeu spectaculaire. C'est le joueur, le retourneur avec je pense que c'est le deuxième plus long retour de l'histoire des Alouettes. Good game overall. Letcher, impressive. Why was Fajardo still in there in the final 4 minutes? All right, Grant, we'll get to that in a second. Mais je vais juste finir en français avec Letcher. Quel jeu explosif. Puis, en le regardant courir, il attend ses blocs, mais il a ralenti un peu, évidemment. Écoute, il a couru 125 verges, même plus que ça, parce qu'il a fallu qu'il court de côté à côté. Mais incroyable ce qu'il a fait. Et ces 2 années de suite, vous vous souvenez, l'an passé, il y avait une interception de Tyrese Beverett pour plus de 100 verges, 105 verges, si je ne me trompe pas. Et là, tu as James Letcher qui a couru dans la même direction. Donc, écoute, grosse performance de Letcher, tout un joueur de football. Écoute, c'est un gars qui est là depuis, je pense, la 2e semaine du camp d'entraînement. Il a connu un gros match hors concours à Ottawa. C'était un peu plus calme, le 2e match hors concours à domicile contre les Tiger Cats, mais il a attendu des semaines et des mois son tour. Et là, Chandler Worthy est blessé sur la liste des blessés des 6 matchs. Et là, tout d'un coup, tu as James Letcher qui embarque. Et pour un gars qui n'a pas joué pendant 3 mois, tu vois l'impact qu'il y a eu sur les unités spéciales. Écoute, c'est impressionnant. Donc, on espère parler avec Mustafa Johnson et James Letcher aussi. Okay, Grant had a question about why was Cody Fajardo in at the end of the game. Why is he in there in the fourth quarter? Look, to me, I mean, until they kicked the football, they kicked a field goal with a couple of minutes left. I think it was under 2 minutes left. And that made it a 14-point game. but it's still a tight game. You want to make sure that your starters get in there. The other thing, you want to make sure that you have your starters in there to close out the game. The other thing is, what you have to keep in mind, I mean, the Alouettes have a bye week next week, and then you have a game at home against the Hamilton Tiger Cats that is meaningless for the standings anyway, on October the 28th. And I mean, you can't give these guys, 2.5, 3 weeks off going into the playoffs. I mean, you can. You look at what Toronto's done. Toronto will give their guys, some breaks here and there. But last week against Edmonton, Chad Kelly played most, if not all of the game, or most of the game. Not all of it, because they were winning by a lot against Edmonton. So, but you have to think to yourself, like, these guys have to play. And I know Cody took a couple shots. There were some design runs where he took some shots. But the guys have to play. And so I'm with you, Grant. I would love to cover them in bubble wrap and make sure that they can stay on top of their game. But the reality is, and we're going to go back to Edmonton here in just a couple of seconds before we get a couple of players. But the reality is that you cannot just keep your guys inactive for 3 weeks. So that's where we're at. Let's go back to Edmonton right now and talk to our guy, Austin Mack. Austin, I saw this celebration. Game 7, a little quieter in the second half on the other side, but I'm just curious, how did that one feel to you?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It was already planned. We were trying to troll as much as we could today. You saw me and Tyson Philpott jump in the section in the back of the end zone. Might get a fine, but it's all good. But it's all fun, man. It's all fun.
All right, walk me through that second quarter. I think it was 3 minutes and 20 odd seconds. Austin, you guys are down 21-3 at that point. You got the offense had a big 3rd and 2 where they decided you guys weren't going to kick the field goal. It was a big conversion to Speaker. Philpott scores. The defense scores, gets a scoop and score. The special teams comes back and gets a fumble. Just walk me through that whole time. I know you're not on the field that whole time, but just take me through that momentum shift. And it felt like you guys had them on the ropes, and finally you came back and knocked them out.
I mean, this game is a 3. It takes offense, defense, and special teams, and that right there, the second quarter is a huge example of that, right? And for our guys, man, we stuck into it. They got a good lead, early, didn't matter, right? We just kept going. For us, it was stay consistent offensively, keep executing. Defense they were gonna slow up Trey Ford eventually, like they did, and then special teams, man, JJ, huge day for him. I think it was 125-yard return, man. That was awesome, man. It was awesome. Huge right there. I know all year, right, Coach B is preaching about, if you get a missed field goal, we got to score. So one of those opportunities came up today, man. It was huge to see him execute that, man. Super excited for the guys.
Yeah, I mean, and we're just talking about him. I mean, a guy who came into camp, I think, a week late, but is essentially not played for 3 months, been patiently waiting on the practice roster. Just, what can you tell me about Letcher that me and the fans maybe don't already know?
Man, Letch works his ass off, man. Letch has been with Chandler and with B and with all the receivers, man, every single day. And that's the thing about this league. It's difficult, right? You got a smaller roster. You got a lot of really good guys, man, in our PR. Or some guys get sent home. I mean, you look at Stubbs. Stubbs was sent home early in the year and brought back. And look at him now today. One of the Rookie of the Year candidates, man. So it's just great to see, these guys and a guy like JJ, man, who has been consistently working every single day to be able to come out here and execute at a high level, man.
Okay, Austin, the question has already come up with a few fans. So, I mean, you're one of the star players that they're talking about. There were some people that were wondering late in the game why you guys were still all in. Why not rest some players? There's a long way to go before these playoffs start. You guys have a bye week. Just, what's your body telling you right now? I know you don't want to break, so I'm not even going to ask you that. But just how do you balance, you've already clinched second place, but you got to make sure you're sharp going into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the tricky part, right? We're going to play Hamilton probably here this last game of the season. Probably not going to play. Coming out of a bye, that's going to be 2 weeks, and then we're going to be playing again. So, for us, no matter what the outcome was last night, for us, it was going to come out here and play a full game and give it our best shot. So that's where our mindset was. I'm glad we came out of this thing as healthy as we could. So, get a bye week to get even more healthier and then keep preparing for Hamilton here in the playoffs.
Thank you, buddy. Have a safe ride back and enjoy the bye week.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, Austin Mack of the Montreal Alouettes, nice enough to join us on the Montreal Alouettes post-game show. The Alouettes win 35-21. Et j'aimerais souligner c'est Austin Max qui l'a dit en français. On lui a demandé, tu veux rester en santé, donc avec la deuxième place, c'est déjà c'est sécure, mais comment est-ce que tu fais? Il a dit qu'il faut jouer avec une semaine de congé qui s'en vient, il faut jouer. Donc, il y a une game contre Hamilton le 28. Et on retourne à Edmonton. Okay, the star of the show is Mr. James Letcher, nice enough to join us right now. We'll just start with this. I think the Budweiser player of the game, you didn't get 100% of the fan votes. I think you got 99% of the fan votes. So you are the Budweiser player of the game, James. 125-yard return for missed return for a field goal return for a touchdown, second longest in franchise history. The franchise has existed since 1946. Just tell me what you saw. What's the mindset going into the kick? And when you saw that it was wide, he pushed it to your left. Just tell me what you're thinking at that point.
Well, Coach B told me from the beginning. He said he likes to push it right. So just if you catch it, go field. I'm like, okay, got you. As soon as it went wide right, I'm like, okay. Now I just gotta find green. I saw one of my teammates pointing, telling me to go to this side. So I ran off his butt, and the rest is history. I just try to make everybody miss.
Have you run 125 yards on a football field before straight?
Never. It took me a whole half of the third quarter to get back to myself. I was tired.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that part of the reason you slow down is because you're waiting for blocks to develop in front of you. But just as you're getting there, like as you're getting to the 40, the 30, the 20, just like what are you feeling in that moment? Like the legs must be burning. The cardio workout is going. Just tell me what you're feeling in that moment and just the mindset that you have to just, hey, I just got to get in.
I just knew when I got to the 40, I knew he was running a little too fast. I was cruising. I was bounding. People say I bound when I run, so I was cruising a little bit, and I just made him miss, and I was like, I need somebody to help. I need somebody to come help block. Made a couple more people miss, and I had to dominate zone because my legs were done. My legs were done for
sure. So you said it took you to the third quarter. You had all of halftime. No, it took you all the third quarter to get back?
It took about half of the third quarter to get back. I wasn't trying to run at all. My body was shaking. I had to sit down. It was crazy. It was crazy. I haven't ran like that since track.
Yeah, no kidding.
High school.
No kidding. Just walk me through, you guys did have a little bit of a slow start. It's 21-3 in the second quarter. The offense converted a big 3rd and 2, scored a touchdown. The defense got a scoop and score by Moose right away. And then the special teams comes out there and forces a fumble. You guys kick another field goal. And all that leads to, eventually you return and you give the Owls the 26-21 lead going into the break. Just, can you walk me through that whirlwind of 3 minutes and 20 seconds? And just, what was the mindset on the sideline when you guys are down 21-3?
I think we just, at the time of 21-3, we didn't have a lot of energy. And once we got in the end zone that first time, I feel like it flipped the switch for everybody. And that's when we made the big play, the strip sack, fumble return, and the field goal, and then my big play. So I think it was a domino effect after that first touchdown. So I feel like that's all we really needed to get our energy back and really turn up.
You're a little frustrated that there's a bye week coming up. You're finally getting to play. You're making big plays.
No, I'm not frustrated. I'm not frustrated at all. I feel like everybody needs that bye week. So I'm excited. I'm going to go home, see some family. And then as soon as the bye week's over, we get right back to work.
You bringing the football home?
Oh, I'm bringing it home for sure. I'm going to sleep with it on the plane.
Have a safe ride back. Enjoy the bye week. Enjoy your family. Thanks for doing this. Congrats, James.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, James Letcher of the Montreal Alouettes. Écoute, retour sur un placement raté, 125 verges pour James Letcher. C'est le deuxième plus long retour de l'histoire des Alouettes. Le plus long, 129 verges, Trent Guy en 2012, si je ne me trompe pas. All right, let's go back to Edmonton. We've got the starting quarterback. Cody, you're making people nervous. People want to know why you're still in the game that late. I told you, you got to play. There's a bye week coming up. There's another game against Hamilton. Like, you got to play going into the playoffs, right?
That's exactly right. And we didn't really talk about it because we knew we wanted to take care of ourselves. We wanted to get, for me personally, I wanted to get to 10 wins. That was my big goal after losing 4 straight. Looking at our schedule, I knew if we got to 10 wins, something that apparently I just found out in the locker room they haven't done here since 2012. So a big milestone for this team. And like I continue to chirp, everybody had us 9th or 8th in this league. And to be sitting here as a 10-win team, it just goes to show
what a band of misfit toys. When they all come together, it can be a pretty good football team. And we're playing some really good football right now. And to answer your question, you're right. There's a bye week. And then also going into that last Hamilton game, I don't want to go 2 weeks without playing a football game. So I'm definitely going to be chomping at the bit and asking Moss to play as much as I can in that game. So it's always different. Coaches do different things. So we'll have a discussion over that. But the body feels great right now. Got out of it healthy. And God bless for that.
You don't have to say anything. I'll just say it. It's almost like you and Jason weren't the problem in Saskatchewan. But anyways, moving on. That's another story for another day. Look, I know there was a penalty on the play, Cody, but I thought that throw you had on 3rd and 2 to Speaker to set up the Philpott touchdown, that was a big-time play. And I think the game kind of turned at that point because you guys converted, you finished the drive. If you don't make that play, you've turned the ball over on downs. Just walk me through that play and the importance of that drive and making it 21-10.
Yeah, absolutely. So the drive before, we had a 3rd and 2, and we ended up kicking the field goal. We got 3 points, and then all of a sudden we looked at the scoreboard. It was 21-3. And I remember Coach Moss, when we came off the field after that one, he said, next time we get the opportunity, we're going to go for it. So we called a play, and then we ended up calling timeout. And then Coach Moss switched the play. We talked it over on the sideline, and they came out. They played us in a ton of zone coverage. Like I've never seen it before. A lot of drop 9, rush 3, which makes it very hard to throw windows. And that was the one time they came out man coverage. Cole ran a great route. I threw it to the sideline, and I'm just so proud of this receiving group, this offensive line, who took a lot of flack over the course of the year and has been playing really good football. Fletcher ran his tail off tonight, and our receivers, we had a couple guys go down, and so we had some new guys and some new roles, and we didn't bat an eyelash. We just went out there, put our head down, and worked. And so I just can't be more excited, more proud to be a part of this football team, and thankful that I'm the starting quarterback for this team.
23 of 29, 258 yards passing at the touchdown pass to Philpott. That is, quick math, Cody, that's 10 incompletions in 2 games. Are you playing the best football of your season? You feel you're peaking at the right time?
I honestly, after the four losses, I took a hard look at myself, and something I take my pride in is my completion percentage and my accuracy. And I was somewhere around, I believe, 64, 65%. And over the course of my career, I've been around 69, 70. So I knew I had to find a way just to be confident. And it goes down to my footwork. And Coach AC and I have worked a lot on my dropbacks and getting consistent. And it showed in being able to complete the ball at a high rate and allowing our playmakers to get yards after catch. We're one of the best, if not the best team at yards after catch with our receivers. So let the playmakers make plays. I feel like I'm playing really good football right now. Obviously, one play I went back, it was 2nd and 40 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 32.
And I just didn't see the free safety. I wish I would have just checked it down, knowing that we probably aren't going to convert there, take the 3 points. Just an ill-advised throw, but I'll learn from that one and try not to turn the ball over. And we got a really good defense, like I said last week. Try not to put them in bad situations. Although I did get the tackle on the play, so I was able to get a little bit of my aggression out for making a bad decision.
Yeah, I think coming into this game, you actually led the league in completion percentage. So, things have definitely turned around. Cody, appreciate it, man. Enjoy the bye week, rest up, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you very much. 10-win football team. Let's go.
10-win football team. Cody Fajardo is the starting quarterback of a 10-win football team. OK. Bon, Cody Fajardo l'a mentionné. J'aimerais souligner quelque chose. Et d'habitude, sur l'après-match, on ne prend pas nécessairement le temps de regarder l'ensemble de la saison. On y va vraiment match par match. Mais là que Hamilton a perdu hier, je me suis dit, je veux souligner quelque chose. Je veux souligner le travail de certaines personnes dans l'organisation. Et là que je pense qu'on va continuer d'aller à Edmonton. Il reste une couple de minutes sur notre après-match, mais tu sais, je pense que ça a été mentionné dans les médias assez, je vais le souligner encore, mais la période des agents libres a commencé le 14 février à midi. Le 14 février à 9h, Danny Machocha et son staff n'avaient pas le droit de dépenser une scène. Une scène. Finalement, ils ont eu la permission de la Ligue. On a eu un peu d'argent et on est allé embaucher des joueurs comme Cody Fajardo. On a ramené des joueurs. On a signé Siante Evans. On a ramené des joueurs aussi. Mais tu regardes le travail que cette équipe a fait Et il y avait des commentaires aussi à propos de Jason Moss. Il a été congédié à Regina, ça n'a pas fonctionné à Edmonton. Là, tu l'amènes ici et c'est incroyable. Tu amènes tout. Que Cody a mentionné, Cody a dit a band of misfits. Des gars que, ça veut dire des gars que il y a beaucoup d'équipes qui ne voulaient plus. Et donc, ça revient et ça vient ensemble. Et là, première fois qu'on gagne 10 matchs depuis 2012. Donc, il faut juste souligner le travail des coachs et souligner le travail de Danny Machocha et son staff aussi. All right, let's go back to Edmonton. Enough big picture talk. Let's go to Walter Fletcher, who had himself a night. 13 carries, 88 yards on the ground in his return to Edmonton. 2 catches, 16 yards. Walter, how good did that one feel?
Oh, great, man. You know, every year it's one stressful. You know, every game's important, but you know, it's a little bit of passion behind this one, man. So it felt good to get the win with my guys for all 3 phases.
Okay, can you talk to me a little bit about the slow start? We haven't really had a chance to get into it. Just how do you explain the slow start, and then we'll get into all the exciting stuff that happened in the second quarter.
You know, there's no excuses, of course, but you know, we're coming off a short week, you know, 4-hour flight, you know, so those are just, you know, a couple of excuses, but at the end of the day, we got to come out here and execute. You know, there's no excuse to start slow, especially in a game that's big for us. You know, we want to get that 10th win. You know, so for us, just, you know, came out flat, but it happens. You know, we got a great defense, a great special team unit that has our back on offense, and with all 3 phases click, as you can see, man, we're a dangerous team.
Just Fletch, if you could just grab the microphone, put a little closer to it's on the headphone. Yeah,
okay,
you're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. So okay, walk me through. You guys were just talking to Cody about it, but I thought the turning point, or one of the turning points of the game, you guys had a 3rd and 2 in Edmonton territory. It was a great throw from Cody to Speaker. Philpott ends up scoring the touchdown, and then that's when everything changed. Mustafa got the touchdown. Jake Hardy forced a fumble on special teams. Just walk me through. You know, you're on the field for that drive on offense, but then you're watching the defense and the special teams, and just walk me through those 3 minutes and 20 seconds and all the craziness that happened from your perspective.
Yeah, man. I honestly said when those 3 minutes left, I said there's a lot of time, man. You know, the CFL. You know, it's hard to keep a lead up here. You know, with 3 downs. You know, so anything can happen. But like I said, we feed off each other, man. Seeing Mustafa get that fumble recovery. You know, that drive when Tyson scored, you know, that just fueled everyone on the sideline. We felt something, you know. And once we felt that, we knew we had this game, man. So we just had to stick together. On the sideline, we were all composed. We weren't, you know, complaining. We weren't pointing fingers. It was just like, man, we got this. You know, we've been here before. Plenty of games this season, we felt adversity, you know. And Coach Moss puts us in positions during the week in practice, during film. You know, he always points out the 12% rule, you know, different mistakes we had, penalties, different plays, different plays guys have made. So, you know, we see that weekly. You know, I feel like we're prepared for this moment, and when we stick together, man, we're a dangerous team.
You're a pretty fast guy, but could you have gone 125 yards faster than Letcher did on that return?
Hey, man, I feel like him and Worthy, man, though, they're in their own category with the speed, man. I was tired just running down the sideline chasing him, man. So kudos to him, man. This field is super long, man. So like I said, anybody that can do that, kudos to them, man. They're definitely a different human being, man, because this field is definitely long.
Hey, Walt, we appreciate it, man. Congrats on beating your former team in the big day. Have a safe ride back. Enjoy the bye week.
Thank you, Joey. Appreciate you, my guy, always, man.
All right, Walter Fletcher of the Montreal Alouettes. Let's just clean up something here. Before we get back to Edmonton, we'll try to get Mustafa Johnson. But the Alouettes, Cody mentioned, first time since 2012 that they've won 10 games. They won 10 games in 2019. It was a 10-win season as well. So not totally true, but you get the point. So you got to be happy. Tu sais, Walter Fletcher, c'est un joueur qui a été échangé par Edmonton, qui s'en vient à Montréal la saison passée après la blessure à Stanback. Et il a vraiment bien joué l'an passé. Là, il a attendu. Là, il y a 2 matchs de suite où il joue, et il joue quand même très bien. C'est un joueur très occupé lors du match. Donc, c'est ça. J'aimerais mentionner une couple de choses. Premièrement, les billets pour le match de play-off. Ça va être le 4 novembre. Ils sont en vente. Vous pouvez visiter goalsgo.com. Les billets pour adultes commencent à 32$. Donc, soyez là. On a besoin de vous. Tu sais, la foule a un impact majeur sur un match particulièrement en série. L'an passé, la foule était très bruyante. On s'en va à Edmonton bientôt. Et il y avait 3 pénalités contre la ligne à l'attaque de Hamilton parce que c'était trop. Vous criez tellement fort. Donc, venez nous supporter le 4 novembre. Les joueurs le méritent. All right, let's go back to Edmonton. Final guest of the night. He makes big play after big play. I already mentioned it. There isn't a defensive tackle in the league I would rather have than Mustafa Johnson. What's going on, big dog? How does that one feel?
Hey, first I want to say appreciate the compliment, love that, but it felt great, man. I mean, I'm a little upset. I could have had a third one, but you know, it feels great. It feels great to come back as a team. It feels great to be able to add to that win and help with that. So it feels amazing.
All right, walk me through, before we get to all the good stuff, walk me through the slow start. I mean, it was 21-3 pretty quick. Edmonton moved the ball real well. I know it's a short week. How do you explain what went down the first 15, 16, 17 minutes of this one?
Honestly, we came out a little flat, a little slow. We just had to come together as a defense. We weren't worried. We weren't, we didn't get flustered. We didn't get frazzled. We knew that at the end of the day, we still got to play our defense. We got to trust in our coach that's going to make the right calls, put us in right positions, and that's what happened. We came together as a team.
Sorry. There was a play. I mean, Cody, the offense converted a 3rd and 2 deep in Edmonton territory. They end up scoring the Philpott touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 21-10. It's not, it's manageable. You guys come back on the very next series. Fubok strips the ball. You get the scoop and score. I mean, you're pretty good. I mean, Trey Ford is chasing you, and you still managed to, you managed to stay ahead of him pretty good. That's a big play. What did you see on the play? Let's start with that. What did you see on the play?
Honestly, it happened so fast. First play, I'm up, lined up in the 3-tech. I'm getting blocked. The next thing you know, I see LeVar coming across my face real fast. I'm trying to counter inside. Ball just pops up, and I managed to slide in there. I got the perfect bounce, and we working in practice all the time, scoop and score. And that's all I thought. When I was running, I was just, don't get caught. Don't get caught. Just run. So that's what I did.
And then at that point, I'd imagine, not a lot went right before then. When you get back to the sideline, just tell me what the sideline's like, because all of a sudden it's 21-17 and you guys haven't played your best football, and they probably have, and it's just, the score is pretty tight.
Right. I mean, huge confidence booster, and it shows that when we're doing it right and we're doing what we're supposed to do, that we can play how we're supposed to play. We can play with any team in the league. We just got to do it right every single time and not wait till they're 2 scores, 3 scores up before we start playing how we're supposed to play. And like we saw, turnovers come in bunches. Back-to-back, special teams gets it, It's complimentary football.
Yeah, and just to me, I know you guys had every excuse in the book to fold after the first quarter. I just think the signs of a championship team, an elite team, are, you come in, you had nothing to play for, you find yourselves down, and you get contributions from all 3 phases. You feel like you guys are playing your best football at this point?
Definitely playing some top football, but I like to think that your ceiling's never reached. You can always keep playing better. As long as we're still going to practice and as long as we're still trying to perfect our craft, our ceiling's not reached, and we can keep getting better each week.
Hey, Moose, congrats on the touchdown. Congrats on the couple of sacks. Congrats on the win. Enjoy the bye week, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Most definitely. Thank you. Have a good one.
Right. Mustafa Johnson of the Montreal Alouettes, who was outstanding. I think if it wasn't for James Letcher tonight, I think Mustafa Johnson was probably going to be the Budweiser player of the game. All right. C'est tout. Donc, on a mentionné les billets pour le match des playoffs, la demi-finale de l'Est. Ils sont en vente déjà depuis hier soir et ça se vend assez bien. Donc, soyez là. Achetez vos billets, goalsgo.com. On a besoin de vous. Vous pouvez nous aider à gagner ce match-là. Donc, s'il vous plaît, soyez là le 4 novembre. C'est un samedi cette année. Ils ont changé ça. Samedi à 15h. Donc, soyez là. Avant ça, on a notre match thématique Halloween le 28 octobre à 4h, un autre samedi soir. Goalsgo.com pour vos billets. Écoute, c'est notre soirée Halloween. Venez déguiser au stade. On va donner des bonbons aux enfants. Il va y avoir des prix. Les billets pour enfants, c'est important de le souligner. 5 $. 5 $ pour les enfants. Donc, visitez goalsgo.com pour vos billets pour le 28. Et tant qu'à être là pour le 28, venez nous encourager pour le 4 novembre. Je pense que vous voyez, ça n'a pas nécessairement bien commencé ce soir, mais on a une gang de joueurs qui n'abandonnent jamais. Il aurait pu abandonner 2 matchs en 5 jours. Edmonton a bien commencé le match, mais tu as vu, c'est pas juste l'attaque, c'est pas juste la défensive, c'est pas juste les unités spéciales. Quand les trois viennent ensemble et jouent du bon football complémentaire, les Alouettes sont difficiles à arrêter. Donc, merci beaucoup tout le monde. On a hâte de vous voir le 28, notre dernier match de la saison régulière. On va avoir un résumé écrit, résumé vidéo. Des stats avancées qui vont être mis sur nos plateformes médias sociaux. Donc, soyez sur notre site web, allez visiter nos pages médias sociaux tout au long des prochaines heures. Demain aussi, tout le week-end, on va avoir plein de bons contenus parce qu'on travaille fort, tout le monde travaille fort. Donc, merci d'être là, merci pour les questions, merci pour les commentaires. Bonne soirée tout le monde. On se recroise dans 2 semaines. Bonne fin de semaine.